having a seat right here, we're just going to give a little roll back, just a little stretch. Right here, we are sitting in front of class. We're all together in a nice big circle, and we're just stretching, doing anything that feels good. I'm doing a couple little twists. So if you really did literally just roll out of bed and you're like, okay, I'm on my mat, then you may want to do a couple little roll up things, maybe a little neck roll, a little twist, becoming present. Big inhale, sighing it out. And let's start out in child's pose, okay? So we're going to swing those knees around onto our mat. Wrists under the shoulders. Let's do a little wide leg child's pose. Knees almost the width of the mat here. You can bring the toes together to begin with and sit back, slowly diving down onto the mat. So we're trying to get our hips closer to our heels. Find a space where you can just breathe. Big inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Close your eyes for a moment. Let your hips settle and open up. When you're here and your eyes are closed, just notice how it feels good. It feels good to relax. It feels good to settle. There we go. Last breath. And inhale. Slowly walk the hands back and coming back in our beginning easy pose. But we're going to take the right leg out this time. So I really want to get the legs opened up and stretched before today. So coming into, we're going to come straight down into a fold, but we're going to keep the hips nice and straight and hinging down. So inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, walk the hands out, coming to anywhere that's comfortable. So this is more of a yin style posture because our legs are not warmed up. You may not get very far. That's okay. We're working with the fascia and the connective tissue first. So if you're already feeling a lot of tightness here in the inner thigh, maybe even behind the knee, hold here. Stack the arms, let the head hang, the back relax. If you want to go a little bit further with it, go a little bit further. Maybe drop down to the elbows. Anywhere that you are, though, I want you to pause. Find some presence. Close your eyes. Breathe. You may notice some intensity in the stretch in the beginning. And as you're holding it, every single breath, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it, and then it slowly starts to kind of fade away. This is a little bit of a longer hold, but not quite as long as our actual yin class. Two more exhales. You may have noticed that you've sunk down a little bit lower. Maybe we came all the way down to the ground. And on your next inhale, we'll slowly rise up. Press it back. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and take this left arm back to the ground, pressing up onto the knee, lifting up into the pelvis. Arm, this right arm drops up and back. And just feel this breath here. Notice we're pressing down into that right foot, lifting up high on the left knee. Feeling a stretch over into the side body. One more breath. Exhale, roll it all the way back down to the center. Same thing, opposite side, opening up the left leg. Good, just finding that comfortable position. You should probably already know if you've opened up too far, you may not get too far down here. So if you need to bring it back in a little bit, absolutely do what feels good for you. So here we go. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, slowly, slowly start to walk it down. And again, this is a nice long hold, no rush. So close your eyes, finding that presence again. And breathe it out. If your arms are stacked, relax your head, relax your shoulders. And same thing if the elbows are down. Still the head is relaxed, the shoulders are relaxed. Keep breathing, creating some space, creating some openness here into that leg. Remember that connective tissue that runs throughout the muscles and the joints. We've got to get that released and open. As we get older, that thickens more and more. So we want to make sure we stay on top of that and never let it harden too much, right? 2 more breaths from here. Make it count. If you need to dive all the way down to the ground, you can. If you feel like you're pressing anything too much, maybe that leg is just not going to do that today. That's okay. Next, inhale, slowly go ahead and walk it all the way back up. Same exact thing. We're going to take that right hand back behind us, pressing up onto that right knee. Left foot still stays out, and then left hand drops behind you. I love these for openers, like just, it opens you up. It gets a little bit more oxygen to you. Your heart is lifted, you're rising. You also start to feel a little bit of strength because whatever arm is holding you up is holding you up. Last breath. And exhale, slowly bring it all the way back around. From here, let's go ahead and bring that leg back in, sitting back into Sukhasana. Bringing the hands together on your knees, just letting them rest for a moment. We're going to give a few little body circles. So inhale, hinging forward. Notice you can bend your elbows so you can move a little bit further into this. We're noticing how it feels, loosening up the spine. Big inhale, diving down. Exhale as you round back through and up. One more, and then we're going to switch directions. Ready? Here's our switch. Here we go, back around the other way. I always like doing these two because, well, I like doing all of it though, I know. But I like how you can start out at one level, and then when you really start to release and open up, like look how I'm going so far down to the ground now. I didn't start out that way. I needed a minute to kind of get there. I just love how you can keep practicing with yoga and your breath and the muscles to open up and around and all the way back up high. Let's go ahead and sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing them down. Again, we're finding that breath, finding the slowness and the rhythm of breathing in, and also creating this giant stretch into the chest. Exhale, back down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. One more time, back down again. This time we are going to bring the arms up again, but we're going to come just into a little twist from there. So reach up high once you get them up to the top, and exhale, left hand comes down to that right knee and right hand drops behind you. Just gazing behind you. Sigh that breath out. One more big sigh out. And inhale, back up to the top. Exhale. Same thing, opposite side. Notice what that lower back feels like right here. Notice also if you have rounded the back, if you have, bring it back up, opening that heart and chest, and then gazing behind you over that shoulder. Focusing on your breath. Release. And here we go. Inhale, reach it back up high. Exhale, drop those hands down, rolling over the knees. Good, I'm going to get back onto my mat here. Rolling over the knees. And here we are into tabletop. Perfect. I'm going to stretch the legs out. So I'm going to come to the top of my mat. You will notice I've got to keep coming back and forth on my mat. Just like class, nothing's changed for me. I'm always off my mat. So take that right leg back to the toes and press that heel down to the ground. Just opening into the calf. Just a little extra stretch here. If you have been joining in with us and doing lots and lots of yoga, you're going to start to notice some differences really quickly in your body and where you're going to feel like, you know, just the muscles really start to strengthen up pretty quickly. And you need that extra stretch. Go ahead and drop that knee back down. Left leg comes back to the toe, press the heel down, which is a good thing because, you know, we got to stay strong. The more exercise we do, the better it's going to be for us because we don't want to get sick. Good. And go ahead and drop both knees back down to the ground. From here, go ahead and flip those toes, lift the knees, and exhale into your first downward facing dog. And again, as always, pedal that out. So we had the big calf stretch a moment ago. Now we need to make sure everything is nice and loose everywhere. Fingers are spread out wide, dropping that heart back towards those heels. If the knees need to bend here, if those hamstrings are just like not letting go today, give a little bend in those knees so that shoulders can stay dropped down, fingers out, feeling your energy lines from your fingers all the way up to your tailbone. Tailbone is lifted up high. Your gaze is in between your calves. And then the heels are trying to press back, opening into the hamstrings and calves. Take a moment. Breathe it out. There's a lot of strength in down dog. So yes, you can go the flexibility route if you're stepping up too high. So if you feel like you've stepped up too high, if legs are just nice and loose, step back a little bit more. So I want you to feel the strength into the back, into the shoulders as well as you're pressing out. Nice arms. One more breath. And inhale. Bend both knees. Walk those hands back towards the feet. Towards the feet, towards the feet, towards the feet. And hang right here in ragdoll. Grab a hold of the opposite elbows. And release all the vertebrae and the spacing in between. Sometimes I like to give a sway side to side here. Release the elbows when you're ready and very slowly take your time. Take your time to roll up. Maybe you bring those hands up to the top of the thighs. Beautiful. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the arms up overhead. And a big stretch this morning. When I say stretch, I mean with full intention, reaching up. Maybe you even have a little arch into your back. If you want to press your thumbs together into waterfall, you can. Reach it back. As you exhale, we're going to exhale, bend the knees and sweep all the way down. And we'll do that 3 times. Inhale, lift and rise. Pull back with those thumbs. Exhale, waterfall. Inhale. Exhale. And all the way back up high, Samastiki. Sigh it out. Beautiful. Before we get going into sun salutations and warriors, I'd like for you to open out into a giant star pose. So a nice wide leg. Open up the arms. Good. So notice what happens here. We're opening up into the chest. Gaze up. Pull those fingers back. So keeping our arms up high and pulling back. As you're pulling back, you're squeezing in between the shoulders, but you're lifting and opening your heart space. You're warming up your body. Pressing into the outer edges of your feet, like so, towards the pinky edges, but we're still grounded. So the big toe is still pressed down into that ground. One more breath. Sigh it out. And release those hands down. Roll the shoulders here with that. I'm going to do something I do in kids yoga, but we're making it more adult, but it's a nice warming. It really wakes you up. And this is something that I really recommend doing if you're not doing yoga one day and you just say, I need something to hurry wake me up. So we're going to step back to the top of our mat. And it is morning yoga. We got to get up anyway, right? So here we are. Soles of the feet are down to the ground. Palms are facing in, but we're pressing them down, trying to reach down to the ground. This is how much we're relaxing into the shoulders. Okay, so here we are in mountain pose. Mountain pose is strong, legs are strong, everything is grounded, and then we're going to jump out to star where we just were. So it's mountain, star. We're going to jump back into something that we call rocket. So rocket is arms up and the feet back together, just like in mountain. So jump back into rocket. Jump out to star. Mountain. Star. Rocket. Star. Mountain. Star. Rocket. Star. Mountain. Star. Rocket. Right? Feel okay? So not so bad, but let's move it a little bit faster. So here we go. So it's just going to be one kind of jump in between. And it's just going to lift our heart rate, get our breathing going, and then we'll get into some sun salutations. All right, so here we go. Mountain, star, rocket, mountain. I did it backwards. Mountain, star, rocket, star, mountain, star, rocket, star, mountain, star, rocket, star, mountain, star, rocket, star, mountain. So it's kind of like jumping jacks, but you're getting a little break in between holding each pose and stop. Good. How did I do with that? You can tell me after class. Tell me afterwards. I want to know how you did. All right, so stepping to the top of our mat. Did you notice how it woke you up? Notice your heartbeat. Good. Here we go. 3 sun salutation A's. Then we'll move into B's and get some side planks and warriors going too, okay? So here we go. Hands together at your heart. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Relax those shoulders. Notice if you're squeezing. One more breath. Full intention. Seal the lips. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Maybe lift the knees up, optional. Exhale, press back into down dog. Inhale, step to the top. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, slowly roll it up, reach up high. Exhale, hands to heart. It's really important you feel your breath within each one. In and up. Out, swan dive down. Inhale, pressing into flat back. Lift those shoulders. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower. Squeeze the elbows into your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to the top. Exhale, fold. Hang on to those calves a little bit tighter. Inhale, squeeze that belly, bend the knees, rolling up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause, close your eyes, sigh it out. We'll do one Surya Namaskar. In and lift. Exhale, swan dive down, bend the knees, rising up into Uttanasana. Tuck that tailbone, gaze down, make sure you can see your toes. We're in chair, upward chair. Lift the arms up high, but relax the shoulders, reach. If you haven't sealed your lips, please go ahead and do so. Exhale, go ahead and take those hands down to the ground, lifting into your flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, slowly lower chaturanga. Into up dog and out to down dog. In down dog right here, I want you to pause, press those fingers out, gaze in between the calves. Finding that true down dog again, really pressing back. Again, if you need to bend the knees, absolutely. But you want those energy lines nice and strong. Fingertips to tailbone to heels. Next, inhale, take that right leg up nice and high. Exhale, we're gonna swing it through, planting it in between the hands, bending the knee, rising up into warrior one. Nice little hold here to wake up the legs. So make sure that that knee comes down a little bit lower, pressing the back leg straight. So the pinky edge is pressing out and that left hip is pressing forward. So if it's open, twist it a little bit more, squeezing the belly, lift those arms up, but relax the shoulders. In through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale, exhale, drop those hands, step back, slowly lower chaturanga. Into your up dog, exhale, down dog. We're holding in down dog, finding that strength again, finding that breath, and gazing in between the calves. So we're definitely squeezing that belly on the exhale, finding that ujjayi breath. So we're in through the nose. As you exhale through the nose, you squeeze the belly, getting a little bit more out. Next, inhale, left leg lifts up high. Exhale, swing it through, rising up to warrior one. So remember, this right hip is going to twist, pressing forward. Coming down a little lower onto that left knee, if that feels okay. Just getting some more strength into the quad and inner thigh. Back leg is nice and straight. Keep breathing, nice and steady, into the nose, out through the nose. And exhale, plant the hands, step back, slowly lower chaturanga. Into your up dog, out to down dog. Inhale, step, hop, or jump to the top. Bend those knees, rising up and back into Utkatasana. Holding here, still reaching up. And exhale, forward fold. Breathing in, bending the knees. Slowly, slowly, slowly finding a way here to roll back up, reach up high. And exhale, hands together at your heart. Perfect. I'm going to stay back at the top of my mat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale into a forward fold. Hold here and breathe. Inhale, bend the knees and roll back up. Reaching up high, hands together at your heart. Slowly start to find the soles of your feet. We'll come into a little balance posture here into a warrior three. So I'm going to keep my left foot down onto the ground and breathing in, right foot kicks up. So the knee lifts up high. My right foot is flexed. Notice the higher the knee, the more you need to squeeze the belly in. So when the left foot feels nice and secure, we're going to exhale, press back. And you can keep your hands together in prayer warrior if you'd like. Or you could come into the full extension, arms reaching out. And when you're here, notice what's happening here. Where do you feel the strength or the stretch? Hopefully you're feeling it in the standing leg. If your hands are here, you may have some more focus into that back leg. If the arms are extended, you may feel more into the core and into the back muscles. Inhale, slowly bring that right knee back up high. Exhale, bring it back one more time. Two breaths. As you exhale, drop your hands down to the ground, coming straight into standing splits. So again, if this is where you need a block, this is where you grab hold of a block. So we're not going into the full extension of standing splits unless it's in your practice and you want to. If you want to grab a hold of that ankle, you can, maybe with one hand or maybe with two. Either way, this is about getting that standing leg strengthened and stretched. One more breath. We're going to exhale, bend that left knee, drop the right foot all the way down, step back, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale the up dog, leave the knees on the ground so you can exhale back to child's pose. Sigh this breath out. Smile. This is where it starts to really feel good, right? Inhale. pressing back onto your knees. We're going to roll into side planks for a moment. So starting with the left hand is down. So on our knees, we have the left knee is down, left hand is down. And we could absolutely be right here. If you want to stack the legs, though, you can also stack the legs. So taking that bottom one underneath and lift the hips up. Anywhere that you want to be, as long as you're not putting a lot of pressure on that bottom knee and you feel it mostly in that arm, absolutely. Reach up high. Press the hips up high. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths in. Out. Good. In. And exhale, roll it over. Right hand is down. Same thing. You can have that right knee down. It's barely touching the mat. Or you can have both legs stacked. Inhale, reach. So none of this limp wrist stuff, because if that's happening, you're not really reaching. And if you're really reaching, you're going to feel it more into that core and obliques. Inhale. Press those hips up higher. Exhale through the nose. Squeeze the belly. Two more breaths. Reach it up. In. Out. In. And out. All the way down. Slowly lower chaturanga. In to your up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Relax the arms completely. If you want to bring them back around behind your back or your sides, you can do that. Just letting the arms completely release. We'll take our last breath here, and then we got to get our other side, okay? Good. Inhale, here we go. We're going to walk the hands back, exhaling into down dog. Inhale, slowly lift those toes. Here we go, all the way back up high. Bend the knees, rolling all the way up. Reach up again, exhale, hands to heart. And finding a grounding position here on that right foot, because we're going to inhale. The left knee lifts up. Flexing left foot. Breathe. It's really important to let your body slowly come into poses. It's not a contest. It's not a game. You're finding yourself. When you find that slow breath, you're finding a little bit more relaxation in your mind, a little more control, a little bit more patience. So when that right foot is nice and steady, then press it on back to warrior three. Optional hands at prayer or full extension. Full extension being here. I'm going to hang out right here. This is just where I want to be. And breathe. Hopefully you're finding something that's not moving to focus on in front of you. Getting that back foot flexed, toes pointed down. One more breath. Inhale, rock it all the way back up. Hold the knee up. Exhale, press it back. Hold for warrior three, just a couple breaths on the second round. And exhale, drop the hands all the way down, coming straight into standing splits. And when you're here, again, you're just finding that breath. You're stretching out that right leg. Lifting the left leg as high as it's comfortable. And again, if you want to come into more of a balance, hanging on to the ankle, if that's what your practice is, absolutely go right ahead. I'm just keeping it into the beginner stage of that and just feeling the stretchy part. One more breath. And drop that left foot down, give a little bend into that right knee, step it back, slowly lower chaturanga. In to your up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Good. Just notice right here in child's pose when you're resting, close your eyes. How does it feel? How does your hips feel? How do your hips feel? That does. Good. Check my time here. Doing good. Let's breathe in and lift back up into tabletop. Let's give it a sway into those hips. We'll press back. I want to open up the hips a little bit more, so we're going to come into deer or pigeon where we get to relax a little bit more into this now. So from here, because it is morning, right? It's morning. I want to say it was Sunday, but it's not. It's morning yoga, but I think it's Wednesday. Inhale, left leg is back. Exhale, bring it all the way through. So bringing that knee behind the left wrist, and we'll give a little bend into that right knee. So you'll notice that if the left ankle is back, you might want to slowly start to find a way where it can come up a little bit higher. We're trying to get it into a 90-degree angle. If that feels challenging on the knee, then absolutely bring it in. We don't want any injuries. But our torso is going to come over towards the knee. Inhale as you're up. Exhale, slowly, slowly finding your way down to the ground. And if there is just so much tension in the hip, that's where you can use that block to put underneath the hip. This is a nice long hold to rest your head anywhere you want. If you're not using the block under your hip, I recommend dropping your head down and resting your forehead on the block. Sigh this breath out. Good. Now don't let thoughts come into your mind when you're sitting in slow resting poses. Resting, stretching, releasing. Keep your mind focused on your breathing, nice and slow. Keep your mind into the muscles, what's happening. Every exhale, you can feel a release, a letting go feeling, whether it's a letting go of the muscles or a letting go of an emotion or a feeling or something you've been hanging on to. Still your mind. One last breath here. And when we come up, we're slowly going to press back up, leaving that left hand on the ground right in front of that knee where we started, reaching back, grabbing a hold of the right foot, just giving a little stretch. So maybe not coming into the full expression of swan unless you just really want to. I was just going to give a little stretch into that quad. I want to make sure that you know that if it's too intense with the leg straight back, so if your leg is in a straight line and you pull it up, it's too much, then absolutely bring it more so you have more of a V when you look down. Just open up into that. We want to make sure everything gets stretched. Lots of hamstrings always seem to get stretched in many things, and I want to make sure that the quads not only get strengthened but really opened up as well. And we'll slowly release that leg, bring that right hand back, and then we're going to press back and up into down dog. Settling the heart and chest back again. Bringing our minds back to those fingers, pressing forward, strong shoulders. One more breath. And slowly drop back down onto your knees. Breathing in, right leg is back. Exhale, bring it through, coming into deer on the right side. So find where you can pause, get comfortable. So that back knee is bent. I think I'll turn around so I can see you guys better. Back knee is bent. Trying to get the left ankle behind the left wrist. So again, we may come out here, but slowly you want to start to kind of ease it up. And when you're ready, turning your torso back and dropping it down. You should feel a nice big stretch into that right hip. And that's where you would use that block and put under the hip if it's just, if you're holding yourself up here, that's not completely relaxed. And we want to make sure we are completely relaxed. So resting your head, sigh out your breath, let everything go. And remind yourself, it's okay to close your eyes. It's okay to be still. When you close your eyes, you're able to see inward a little bit more. Hopefully you can send your mind into all the muscle tissues and fibers into that right hip, and on your exhale, feel that open up, lengthen, release, creating new space, new things. We have 2 more big exhales from this spot. So just make them count. In through the nose, big sigh out through the mouth. And when you're ready, excuse me, slowly, slowly start walking the hands back. And we're going to keep that right hand back in front of the right knee. Reach the left hand back, grab a hold of that foot. So same thing, this is all about a quad stretch. So you may have noticed on the other leg, I let my foot slide up to my elbow because that's where that feels good to me. If that doesn't feel good to you, same thing, just like in studio class, I tell you, then don't do that. If it feels better here, that's where you should be. But everybody's different. Every different body part, muscles, some are tighter, some are looser. Just feel this for a moment. Feel free to keep that right hand down. And again, your focus should be into the left quad. And we'll slowly start to release that, letting that leg fall back down. This time we're just going to bring that back like up and around, coming into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are together, knees are out. So not bringing them in too far, but not out too far. I always feel like Goldilocks when I say that. So just about right here in the middle. And not holding the feet together also, just letting everything fall where it will. Take a big inhale, holding on to the calves for a moment. Exhale, straight spine, straight spine. So if that head has dropped down or shoulders dropped down, lift them back up. Sigh out your breath. Everybody should probably be looking towards me this way still. If you've gotten down further to where you can't really hang on to the calves as well, like right here, I'm a little bit too low. So I want to take my hands out in front, but I'm still lifted with the spine. One more round, and then we're going to drop the head and round the back, okay? Inhale. Now release, drop the head, round the back. And just let the inner thighs open. Maybe you'll feel something into the hips, maybe into the lower back. Another big sigh out, let everything go. Completely release. If you notice you're holding on anywhere, holding on into the chest or the belly even, if you notice that your teeth, you have them clenched together, relax that jaw. Sigh it out. Last breath. Inhale. Slowly start to press it up. Press it up, press it up, press it up. Bring those hands back behind you. Windshield wiper those knees together, go side to side. Good. Hopefully everybody is feeling good today. Everybody is a little bit more awake. A little bit more strengthened. Hopefully I got your heart beating a little bit. And if I didn't, feel free to do those yoga jacks a little bit more. Go ahead and roll onto your back. Bring those knees into the chest. Rock side to side. And then we're going to straighten those legs. Walk the hands up and give a gentle pull back on the legs. Now that gentle pull back can mean a couple different things. It could be you're pulling back and stopping where you feel resistance. I like to kind of do it and let go. Like a little water bobber or something there. But sometimes I also like to walk the hands up and pull my legs back and up almost into plow, because I like the stretch of my lower back. So if that feels good to you, you can do that. But if hamstrings are just feeling super tight, you're like, I don't want to do that, then don't. It's just one last little thing that we're doing. having some mind-body awareness, having some mindfulness is really super important. And again, knees into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Drop them off to the right. Open the arms up into recline, spinal twist. So just like when you're in practice, any practice in studio or at home, you start out making sure you're mindful of the back, the spine, super important, and ending that way too, making sure everything is nice and relaxed, released. We do like to have a big combo up of that meditation, relaxation, strength, stretch, all kinds of things. Maybe look over towards your left hand for a little extra twist. And then go ahead and bring those knees up into the chest. Just a last little stretch here. Last little one. Exhale, drop those knees down to the left. Both shoulders on the ground. Arms stretched out to the right. And if you need more, look over to the right. See if you can completely let go. Let go, let go. Hip, the back. Breathe it out. Beautiful. Inhale, knees come back up. Last little squeeze in. And when you're ready, slowly sending those legs all the way down. Always ending in Savasana. Savasana is super important to let go and notice how your body feels lying still for a few moments. Completely relaxed. You may even feel some pulses into some of the muscles. That's just your body telling you things that maybe you worked during your class today. Either way, close your eyes. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. When you breathe in, let your belly fill full of air. So don't just stop at the lungs. Let it come all the way up into the belly. The belly rises, pressing it up, and then exhale, releasing it all. Giving yourself some gratitude for showing up this morning. Because you did, you showed up. It's so easy to not show up. You did. As you breathe in this last time, let your heart become very full. Your chest rises and lifts, thinking of opening your heart, creating more love for yourself, love for others, and let it go. Start to move those fingers and toes and roll to one side, just like you're waking up in the morning. If you need to do any kind of stretches here, you can. Maybe a big yawn, that's okay too. And when you're ready, pressing all the way back up. And here we are into seated. I'm in shoelace pose. If you like shoelace pose, you can always come to that. I mean, I don't want to do it all the time, but sometimes it feels good. It's just the knee on top of the knee. It's a little bit deeper into the hip. Try that breath out again. And bringing your hands together to your heart. Beautiful. Closing your eyes, sealing our practice one giant Om in through the nose. And let a smile wash over your face, feeling happiness and joy, knowing you're going to have a great day ahead of you. And relax